been a long time coming, but I know, yeah, a change gonna come. No, yes it will. It's gonna tune now. Better be. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me, please. And right beside that is the notification bell. Okay, okay. Please for Christmas. Be nice. Anywho, I watched this movie, y'all, on Netflix, and it's got my mind so boggled. I won't even gonna review it because it was so damn sad. But I said, honey, I got to get this shit out my mind because it's like, how does this happen? I mean, from the beginning to the end, I was just floored. Okay, so the story is called God. The movie is called God Knows Where I Am. So I watched it. I didn't know, what I was gonna run into, but I said, let me see what this is all about. So the story is about a lady named Linda Bishop who suffered from schizophrenia, but refused to get treatment and refused to get help. So the story really starts out basically at a farmhouse. This is where Linda stayed for months until she died. Um, Linda was released from a mental institution unbeknownst to her family, and she found this farmhouse. Let me bring it up. She found this farmhouse that she fell in love with. It had a brook in the backyard, all that stuff. A nice little house, but it was vacant, and that's why, she was able to stay there so long. So, let me bring her up. Linda was educated. Linda was a teacher. She had degrees. She wasn't stupid. She wasn't no bum off the street. She was just living her life. She married young. She had her daughter Kate when she was young, and she divorced young. And over time, her family began to see differences in her behavior. And they were like, Linda, why don't you go and get some help? I don't need no help. Oh, me dealing with mental illness, I know sometimes when I'm at my lowest, I do need some help. But I be like, Trav, you don't get the hell on somewhere and go sit down. So I can't say but too much on that because I think that's why I connected to the story so much. Because I know what it's like for people to tell me, you need to go get some help when I done hit my lowest. And I won't get no help or think I need no help until I hit my lowest. So I understand her on that. Um, there we go. Boom. So as Linda's daughter Kate got older, her symptoms got worse. She would come pop up at her daughter's little events with her friends and stuff, acting irate, acting weird, scaring her friends and stuff. And they was like, girl, something wrong with your mama. In other words, something wrong with your mama, honey. We don't know what's going on with her, but she's scaring me. Um, she was from Concord, wherever the hell that is. That could be plenty of places. They ain't showing me all of it. She was in New York. Okay, Concord, whatever. So, her family tried to send her to this institution, and she stayed there for a little while, but the administration was like, she doesn't want help. I don't know what y'all want me to do with her. She is in her right mind, so they say. She's in her right mind. So I can't make her take her medicine. I can't make her do anything. So Linda sits in there for a couple of months, like I said, and then administration finally decides, okay, so you're not participating. You seem to be in your right mind. I don't know what your family was talking about. You all right. So unbeknownst to her family, they released Linda. So I'm gonna pause the story right there because I met a lady similar to Miss Linda. Her name was Miss Peggy. She was one of my old roommates, matter of fact. Miss Peggy had schizophrenia. Okay? If it wasn't schizophrenia, it was close enough to it. Ain't no doctor, whatnot, what have you, but she had something. Miss Peggy was an educator. She was a principal. Um, Retired, all that. And I think something happened between her husband and her sister, and they had sold the house that her and her husband lived in unbeknownst to her. So while at school one day teaching, she had a nervous breakdown and lost it. And that's when they admitted Miss Peggy into the hospital. And she'll tell you that. And having conversations with Miss Peggy is just like you talking to somebody normal. This is why I think Miss Peggy is like Linda, because within that same breath of her talking to you like she's normal, she'll switch off to some shit, and you just be looking at her like, all right, Miss Peggy, I see you later. You know what I'm saying? All right now. And she, you know, and she can cook, she can sing like a mug. Y'all, woo, Miss Peggy can sing, y'all. I mean, for real. But when she get that spirit, that's what I'm gonna call it. That spirit come in her, she a whole different person. You don't even want to be around her. You know what I'm saying? So I've kind of been around that shit a little bit, because these people will have you thinking they got it all. You know what I'm saying? Because they're educated. Okay? You think, there ain't nothing wrong with them. They all right. And then grow up and find out some of these educated people is crazy as hell. I ain't picking on nobody because I'm a little crazy my damn self. But you just be like, I would have never known. She talked like she had all the damn sense in the world. Mm-hmm. Miss Peggy told me to kiss her ass one day in the hallway. I said, well, damn. Me and her was arguing. I can't even remember what we was arguing about. She used to do little stuff. That's what I'm saying. That little, when them demons get to playing with her, Miss Peggy like to play with everybody else. But your demons and my demons ain't gonna mix. So could you possibly imagine for 2 seconds, somebody with bipolar manic in one corner, which is me, and Miss Peggy with schizophrenic in the next corner, having a whole full blown psycho fuck you blowout downstairs in the basement. Girl, we woke the whole house up. Miss Peggy told me to kiss her ass, and I told her to lick mine. I sure did. I did. And I still ain't got no hate for her, nothing like that, because I understand she, ain't all there, but don't think you gonna scare me with your mental illness, because don't nobody mental illness scare me but mine. So, go the hell on. Alright, so back to the story. Now you see, okay, some of these people is not as here as you think they are, but they real good at making you believe they are, okay? So, she's released from this hospital. She ain't got nowhere to go. In her mind, her family turned her in. I don't want to talk to y'all right now. Fuck y'all, I guess. So she said, I'm just gonna go walking. So she walks, and the narration is on point. Okay? On point. And it shows how she passed the railroad tracks and all this. It was a nice day when she was released from the hospital. She was released from the hospital in October. Keep that in mind. So it started to rain. That's how she found the house. It started to rain, and she took like a little detour, a little cut, and found this farmhouse on a hill by the brook. So when she was released, all she had was the clothes she had on and 2 notebooks and a Bible. One of them little pocket-sized Bibles. So she's there in the first couple of days, and she's just like, oh my gosh, I got so much rest. I got so much peace. It was good. Had some crab apples yesterday. So she ate some crab apples her first day. She hungry. Okay, I mean, they could have at least released her with a little lunch bag or something. I mean, damn. So the second day she's there, she talks about how she found this strange looking apple tree. And honey, I grew up with them apple trees in my backyard. A little apple tree. And honey, some of them days when we ain't had shit to eat out damn show wood, I go out there and find me a good one, not the ones that's on the ground because they already rotten and stuff. But get me some of them apples off the tree, wash them up real good and fuck them up till whoever decided they was gonna come home and feed us. So she got us some apples. So she was like, ah. The next day she's like, I got enough apples to last for 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, girl, get your apples. You might can be able to roast them or something, do something with them. But girl, you're going to have to find something else to eat. So she getting tired of apples after about a week or so. She getting tired of these damn apples. I assume, hell yeah, that you tired of eating these damn apples. So she says it rained today. This is like a week or so later. It rained today. Maybe tomorrow be some fresh mushrooms or something like that. And I'm like, girl, if you girl, okay, girl, get your mushrooms. So October comes and goes, November comes and goes, but right around the edge of November, that's when it set in. Okay, I need to find something else to do. It's starting to get cold in this house. Need I mind you, there's no electricity in this house. Nobody lives in this house. This house is owned by a man and his sister that his parents left behind. So there's a couple of little nibbly dibblies, not nibbly dibblies, because that's snacks to me. It's nibbly dibblies, little trinkets and stuff still left in the attic because it's an older house. But there's no electrical system in this house at all. So while it was warm and it was fine, but now it's starting to get a little chilly. So I think she did find some kind of blanket she found in the attic or whatever and started using it in the night. But, she survived for months off of apples and rainwater. So now it's cold. So now she using the snow as water and still eating these apples. In my mind, I'm like, girl, what is going on in my mind? You gotta eat something more than apples, girl. Cause, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, she had, before the snow came in, she had piled as many apples as she could so that she wouldn't starve to death. And she noticed that her body was weak. It's weakened because all you're eating is apples. And the whole time she kept repeating, God knows where I am. When she was right every day, she wrote that she was there. She wrote in her journal. That's how they came into conclusion on what happened. That's how they were able to come up with this lovely documentary on Miss Linda Bishop. So, she also, what was weird to me, kept saying Stephen in the story, that her family later debunked and said there was no Stephen. Stephen was supposed to be her husband. Stephen, first she was saying Stephen knows where I am. He'll come and find me. There was nobody named Stephen. There was nobody. She had no husband. She had no husband named Stephen. That's that. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't picking at her. I'm just saying that's her mind. And so she kept saying God knows where I am. So she's getting weaker, and it's so sad how she described how she feel. One day she went to go gather some snow in a pan. That's how she did it. In a pot. And she said she could barely even walk to the door to get the damn snow. I'm like, girl, you is fin to die, girl. Please. Please go outside and make you in my mind, this is what my mind is telling me, girl, go outside and make you a bow and arrow, a little spear or something. You're going to have to kill you some rabbits or something. And, kill something and make your little fire and roast that bad boy, because you is going to die if you don't stop with these apples and this rainwater. And then I remind you that where the house that she was located at, it was close to an overpass, and there were neighbors not right beside her but across the street. It was at least 500 yards where she could have walked and got help. But once she thought about that, she thought that the people were going to send her back to that mental institution. So that's why she was sneaking around, making sure didn't nobody see her. So anyway, girl, December get here, I just knew she was about to die, and she just kept, praying. And then when it got down to the last two apples, I was really in the screen like, girl, what is you gonna do? What is you gonna do? And I just knew she was gonna die in January. I mean, die in December. I just knew she was gonna die. She ain't have no food for weeks, y'all. No food. After them last two apples, she had no food. And she kept saying, God knows where I am. She thought about Kate, her daughter. She thought about all the food that she would love to cook. And I felt so bad for her because I'm like, girl, why don't nobody know where this lady is? You know what I'm saying? So I think her last entry in her little journal was January the 13th, 2008, because she left the institution in '07, and that's how they determined when she died. And I was like, oh my God, like I was really rooting for her. I was really rooting for her to pull through. I was. And even sadder than that, she died January the 13th, 2008. Didn't nobody even find the body till May 2008 when somebody went to go purchase the house. And the guy who went to go purchase the house, soon as he peered in the window, he saw a woman's feet. Then he was able to see her, make out her hands and stuff. She was laying, when she died, she was laying on that vent or whatever, because somehow that one vent came on. That one vent of heat came on, and she figured it out like, oh, I got some heat now. And honey, that wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And when the police found her body, they was like, well, who is this woman? Because nobody was supposed to be living in this house. That's what the brother and sister said, who were the owners of the house. Because there was one day they came by just to check on the house, and the sister said, I think it's somebody in the house. And Linda was able to hide real well so they didn't find her. She was like, that was weird. You know what I'm saying? But honey, they found Linda up in there dead. So they found her notebooks. And at first the police thought it was a suicide letter or something like that. But the more he read, he realized this lady was staying in this house. This is a story of how she lived and how she died. So once they found out who she was, her social security number was in the book she put down in there. They were able to verify her, and they notified the family. And the family was like, why the fuck weren't we notified that she was released from the hospital? Why would y'all not tell us? You know what I'm saying? And the daughter, she's grown now. She ended up receiving $300,000 wrongful death settlement from the hospital. But just damn it crazy to me. And the saddest thing, I'm going to leave y'all with this, because this is how fucked up the story is. For real, for real. The sister, she was, telling about her life or whatever throughout the movie. But the sister said, I can't believe I rode by that damn house on the highway, I don't know how many times, and didn't even know my sister was in there. Oh, it was so sad. It was so sad. I was hollering at the TV, Linda, you gonna have to kill some rabbits, some squirrels, girl. You can't keep eating these apples. You can't keep eating twigs and crab apples and grass and all these elements, girl. You need some protein. Girl, that shit was sad as hell. The name of the movie is God Knows Where I Am. Y'all, if you have time, if you want to see it, it's on Netflix. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.